way to guarantee some predictable results is to plan ahead. This is how I was able to do all these competitions. This is how I was able to stay on track, was I planned ahead of what I was going to do. So first thing in planning ahead, you got to know your targets for what you want to eat. Once you know your targets, then you can plan out a shopping list to meal prep for the week or for the next few days, depending on your preference. See, some people, they don't like leftovers at all. Some people don't mind. I didn't mind at all. So what I do is I prep all my food on Sunday, and that's the food that will last me for the week. It just saves me time. If you have more time, then you can adjust for what you have. And then part of planning in advance is meal prepping. So once you got the plan, once you go shopping, meal prep. If you can do this, if you can plan in advance, you're well on your way to seeing results, because the way people slip up is by not planning in advance and doing stuff sporadically or on impulse. But if you have a plan and you stick to it, the results will come. So how do you master meal prep? So I have a few slides here that kind of share the best practices in mastering meal prep. So step one, plan out what you want in your meals. Like, what foods do you like? What do you not like? What do you know how to cook? What do you not know how to cook? What do you need to learn how to cook? So you got a plan of what you want to go into the meal prep with. So you want to look ahead. You want to look ahead to your schedule. So are you going to have a super busy week? Are you going to be traveling? What's your schedule look like ahead? So once you know what your schedule looks like ahead, then you can adjust for it. If you have a regular routinized schedule, you work the same 9 to 5 every week, then it's easier to plan. But if your schedule's kind of all over the place, it's a little bit more challenging, but this is something you have to overcome if you really want to work towards your goal. The next is step 2, make a menu. So making a menu is, okay, how many meals a day do I want to eat? What do I want these meals to consist of? An easy way to make a menu is to just go on MyFitnessPal, use the food guide I included, punch in the food you want, and then once you punch in the food you want, you can see how much of each food you need in order to reach your macros. So now you know how much macros you need, you know how much of each food you need. Now you have your shopping list, so you go to the store, shop for ingredients. This takes maybe 45 minutes tops, right? And then as you get better, you know where the foods you like are, and you can be more regular, be more quick about it. And then you'll build up different condiments in your pantry so that you don't have to shop over and over and over again for the same stuff. So the next step, step 4, is to meal prep your food. I'm gonna give you guys a demo after this on how I meal prep my food, give you a little bit of tips and tricks that I like to use in order to make the process go smooth. That could take anywhere, depending, when I first started out, it would take me about 3 hours to meal prep all my food. That's because I'm not a professional chef and I'm not that good around the kitchen. But if you look at it like this, if I spend 3 hours on a Sunday to meal prep my meals for the whole week, then I'm not spending 30 minutes for breakfast, 30 minutes for lunch, 30 minutes for dinner every single day of the week. I'm actually saving time by doing it all in advance. So that's how I looked at it, and that's how, I got to enjoy the habit of cooking all my meals on a Sunday. And then once everything's cooked, then you measure it out however you choose to measure it, by hands, by weighing it, by eyeballing it, and then you store it either in the freezer if it's going to be for longer periods out, or in the fridge if it's going to be for shorter periods. So I've pretty much given you everything that you need to know about nutrition in order to get started. And then in addition to all of this, I'm giving you handouts on, grocery lists, all the meal plans that I've tried in the past that you can model after, different meal plans with different calorie targets, so you can see, oh, this is what a 2,000 calorie diet looks like. This is what a 1,500 calorie diet looks like. This is what a vegan calorie diet looks like. Go check out all those out in the bonus materials, and you'll get a ton of value. But given all of this value, I just want to share with you guys what makes it difficult. So the thing that makes it difficult, all this stuff is simple to understand, and the only thing that makes it difficult is the behaviors and the habits we've developed over our lifetime. So if you're 20, 30, 40 years old, you've been doing stuff a certain way for a long time. And everyone around you does stuff a certain way. So one thing you gotta evaluate is, what does your friends group look like? If your friends are partiers, or your friends love to go out to eat, or your friends hate the gym, when you go against the grain and you're like, hey, I wanna change my life, I wanna start eating a certain way, I wanna weigh out my foods, or I want to document what I'm eating, then you're gonna get feedback from your friends and family. They're gonna give you stuff like, oh, come on, one bite won't hurt, or it's not gonna kill you, or live a little, different things, little jabs at you that they'll say to you. But the only thing you gotta ask yourself is, do they look like you wanna look? And if the answer is no, then you shouldn't take their opinion into account. Do they have the type of lifestyle you want? Do they have the type of energy you want? So if they don't have what you want, if you want to go to that next level, then you kind of have to say, okay, I hear you, but I'm not going to listen to you. And then with these habits that we've built up over our whole lives, you're going to have to make certain sacrifices. So maybe you're financially good. And so one sacrifice you might not have to make is meal prepping. You might be able to pay for a meal prep service. But the sacrifice you have to make is, okay, I'm gonna be consistent with this meal prep service. Or maybe you don't have the finances to buy a meal prep service, and maybe you need to sacrifice your time. So, okay, I'm gonna spend 4 hours on a Sunday meal prepping my food. But either way, you'll have to make some sort of sacrifice in order to change your habits from what they are to what they need to be. And like I was saying before, it doesn't have to be 0 to 100 sacrifice. It just has to be like, okay, instead of eating out 5 times this week and not tracking my meals at all, I'm gonna eat out 4 times this week and begin tracking my meals, and then progress from there. First 10 days is gonna be rough. It's gonna feel like, man, is this worth it? Second 10 days is going to be even tougher. Like, man, I've been doing this forever. When am I going to get the results? When am I going to get the abs? But then after that first month, after that first 2 months, you begin to develop habits, and it begins to get easier and easier and easier. And then your body will adjust also. So with drinking the extra water, you're going to be like, dang, I actually crave the water. With eating the more whole foods, you're going to be like, dang, I don't crave Chick-fil-A as much as I did. I only really need it once a week. Dang, I only need Chick-fil-A every other week. Wow, I don't even really crave it. Can I eat my meal prep food instead? So as you go along, these habits will develop, and your body will adjust, and it'll just get easier and easier as you go. So at the end of the day, it's your choice. So you have to take a step back and actually look where you're currently at and what you want to do. Because you have to ask yourself, is the sacrifice worth it? Do you want to sacrifice some social events? Do you want to sacrifice your time on Sundays to meal prep on Sunday? Do you want to do these things that are necessary in order to get to where you want to be? And sometimes you want to be somewhere, but your mindset says, I don't know how I can get there. So you just have to do a little bit of mindset work. In the last module, I'm going to cover what you need to do in order to get your mindset to where it needs to be in order to make that change. And then something I always say is, the work has to get done regardless. You have to get it done either now or later. And what I mean by that is, let's say you have a weight problem, and you watch this course and you're like, okay, I'm gonna make the change now. And you begin to make that change, great. But let's say you watch this course and you don't take action. 5-10 years down the road, you put on even more weight, and your doctor says, if you don't make a change, then you have to go under surgery, right? So 5 years ago, you had the choice. 5 years later, you're forced to either make this decision, or it could cost your life, your health, whatever. So you got to make the decision either now or be forced to do it later. And all this stuff is simple. Like the nutrition, it's simple, simple to understand. Most people can understand it, but it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be walking down the street with six-pack abs, shredded. But even though it's not easy, it is worth it, because what you get in the reward is more energy. You'll be more consistent, you'll feel better, you'll look better, and you'll be an inspiration to all of those around you. Your kids, your brother, your sister, your friends, you'll be that inspiration. So you can be that person that really helped your family to change their health for the better. All right, with all that being said, I have a call to action for you guys. And so what you need to do first off is to begin journaling your food. Even before you calculate your macros, even before you do any of that, journal your food so you can understand how you really eat right now. So you'll learn, hey, I actually eat 4,000 calories a day. Or wow, I really eat 1,500 calories a day. I need to get it more to this number. So then you'll be able to see if your diet aligns with your values. And then you can use the included grocery list to make your meal plan, to make your shopping list, and to begin your meal prep. So determine what form of measurement you want to use. Do you want to use your hands? Do you want to use a scale? Do you want to eyeball it? And then begin implementing everything you learned in this module. Next up, we got a meal prep demo for you guys, where I'm going to show you how I meal prep on the weekly in order to get the results I want to get with my physique. So see you in that video.